Hello and welcome to Martin Lucas Investors channel. My name is Sensei and today we've got an important video lined up for you guys. So thank you for tuning in. We've got Bitcoin, confirmation of all-time highs. We've been covering it every day on the channel. Now it's time to look at the altcoins. When would they start going up? We're going to be looking at XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, Bitcoin dominance. So do stay with us. We're going to explain the whole altcoin season. So Bitcoin, starting with Bitcoin, remember, Bitcoin rules the market. We always need to look at Bitcoin when Bitcoin makes new all-time highs and when it consolidates, when it moves up, when it goes on its big all-time high moves. That is great for the market. Why? Because that means money's flowing into the crypto industry. That means the total market cap's going up, and that allows us in due course to have an altcoin season. So step one, complete, or on the way to being completed. The first step was breaking out of all-time highs. We got that. We covered it every single day live on the show. We did 2 a.m. stream. So please, if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe. Hit the like button for the news we bring to you. That happened. We covered the breakout. We said it's going to go to all-time highs. It's got even higher on today's candle. It went as high as 111,908, so nearly $112,000. We've got we got the close yesterday above the previous all-time highs, and I've got targets for Bitcoin. So let's start off with my targets on Bitcoin. My first target on Bitcoin is between 13,000 and 113,000 and $115,000. When we get to one of these points, whether it's here, 113,000 or 115,000, or 125,000 to 130,000, the main target from this whole structure, that's when I believe Bitcoin might go sideways and let the altcoins run. There might be little random altcoins going up in between. There might be little tiny altcoin seasons in between. But when we get to these levels, this is where I've previously noted that when you hit such specific levels, Bitcoin goes sideways, allows altcoins to run. Remember, nothing I'm saying in this video is financial advice. This is just my thoughts, my opinions only. Please do not copy any of my trades. Please do not buy or sell based on anything I say. There's always that 20% chance that this is a double top and we head to bear market lows. So always have that in the back of your mind. Bitcoin is heading to these levels. I think it's quite likely. I think that's the first level we head to, and then that will allow the altcoins to start running. So these big Bitcoin moves up, what happens? Well, we need to look at a chart called Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is a chart that I look at quite often in the bear market, in the bull market, in altcoin seasons. Why? It shows you what percentage of the market cap of Bitcoin, of the crypto, what percentage of the cryptocurrency market cap is in Bitcoin. So the chart's in percentages. Today, that is 64% of the cryptocurrency market cap is in Bitcoin. In the bear market, by the end of the previous altcoin season, it was at 40%. In the bear market, we identified a Wyckoff accumulation pattern. What was that all about? Well, that was a pattern to show us Bitcoin's going to go up, and it's going to go up in the bear market, and the bear market is here. And since we'd identified that structure, we went all the way from 40% to where we are a couple of weeks ago, which was 65%. But in between that, we did have a mini altcoin season, and that was at a target we identified, 60%. So when Bitcoin dominance hits resistance, that's good for the altcoins, especially when Bitcoin dominance is past 60%. And 60% was the target. We had that mini altcoin season. And what do I mean by mini altcoin season? Well, XRP went up 400, 500%. So it wasn't very mini. But we did see the breakdown in Bitcoin dominance. That resulted in altcoins going up. We now have further targets on Bitcoin dominance, which in my idea, once Bitcoin goes on its run and it hits its targets, Bitcoin dominance will go up as well. Once Bitcoin dominance hits resistance, we can see altcoins moving up. So the last time it hit resistance was on May the 7th, 2025. We saw altcoins go up, and then I said we need Bitcoin to break all-time highs. That will result in a Bitcoin dominance move up. Bitcoin dominance moved up, and it's looking to either double top or make a lower high. And that's why I'm saying altcoin season could be right around the corner. Whether it's the main one of the cycle, I don't think so, but at least a mini one where altcoins can run is right around the corner. We've hit the 618 retracement level. There is the 786, and there's 65% as well. So we are in that range where altcoins could start moving, and maybe another couple thousand%, a couple $1,000 move in Bitcoin, and then altcoin season can, at least the first stage of altcoin season can start. That will result in Bitcoin dominance maybe going up a little bit more and then collapsing and coming down to a specific level, maybe 60%, where we might get the final move up to Bitcoin, maybe to 150,000, and then what we are waiting for is the collapse in Bitcoin dominance. And what do I mean, the collapse in Bitcoin dominance? Well, you look back to 2020 when you had the altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance collapsed from 72% all the way to 40%. When that final collapse comes, that is what people call altcoin season, the main altcoin season. And that could happen at 65%, that could happen tomorrow, or that can happen at 75%. So there's not much room left. That's why I'm invested in the altcoins, because I think Bitcoin dominance collapse will come, and it's not worth not being in the altcoins at this point in the cycle. And then we might result in a 40% collapse in Bitcoin dominance. So what is this altcoin season? We've got a few indicators that we can look at. One would be this altcoin season indicator. We're at 20. We're nowhere really in an altcoin season. We're actually in a Bitcoin season. At the bottom of this chart, if you're down here, you're in Bitcoin season. If you're up here, you're in altcoin season. Just like we did at December when we identified it on Bitcoin dominance, the altcoin season chart showed that we were in altcoin season. So we're keeping an eye on these things. Again, this is something people look at. Again, I wouldn't put too much weight on it, but it does make sense, at least previously. I don't think Ethereum's that important anymore, but it is still important. So phase one, Bitcoin. Flows of money moves into Bitcoin, causing price surges. That's where we are today. Then we've got money flowing into Ethereum, but struggling to keep up with Bitcoin. Ethereum goes back and forth with Bitcoin and starts outperforming it. So I would put XRP sort of in the same camp as Ethereum. But what you'll see is Ethereum start running, then Bitcoin start running, Ethereum start running. And then you get the proper phase two, where Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. Don't worry about talks about the flipping. That's about previous cycles. I don't think that those talks will ever happen again, at least with Ethereum. So you then get Ethereum outperforming the market, and we're now talking about the proper altcoin season. Then you get the money flowing out of Ethereum into the larger cap. So Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin, and large caps are going parabolic. So then you get the money flowing into large caps, XRP, Solana, Dogecoin. Those start all outperforming. Then you've got, regardless of market cap, some altcoins with strong fundamentals are having pumps. That's at the same time as large caps pumping, such as ZCBN or any other good altcoins. They will be going up as well. Then you get the altcoin season. This is the big season, altcoin season. So large caps have gone full vertical, and we're seeing blow off tops. Mid caps and low caps and micro caps all tend to pump around the same time. Large caps have been outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum. It seems every coin is going parabolic regardless of fundamentals. Memes are everywhere. Everyone's super excited, and you can feel mania in the air. And that goes quite nicely over to this chart here, which is the psychology, the Wall Street cheat sheet psychology of a market cycle. So depending on where we are on this, you will see what will mark the top is euphoria. Will be those blow off tops. I'm a genius. We're all going to be rich. Retail coming back in. Remember, you look at these retail charts. You look at search terms for Bitcoin. You look at how much retail investors are in. It's no one's in. Wikipedia searches. No one's looking at Bitcoin. No one's looking at Ethereum. No one's. Everyone's sort of stopped thinking about XRP for a little while as well. So we don't have retail investors back in the market. When they're back in, you will know, because everyone's going to be talking about Bitcoin. The news is going to be talking about Bitcoin. Everyone's going to be talking about cryptocurrencies and how it's going to make them rich. No one will want to be selling. That's when euphoria comes in. So we have to keep an eye on the market cycle. I believe we're somewhere around belief. Time to get fully invested. At some point soon, we'll probably go into thrill. I will buy more margin. Got to tell everyone, and then somewhere in the next 10 months, in my opinion, we'll get to euphoria stage where XRP is at $8, $10, Bitcoin's at 150,000, maybe even higher. Ethereum's back to up to 6,000, 7,000, and you get euphoria, and every single person thinks they're going to be rich. So we have to keep an eye on this market cycle, the psychology of a market cycle, and keep our emotions in check. Back over to the Bitcoin chart. Again, my targets for when we get altcoin seasons, one will be 115,000. Maybe we'll get a mini one. Altcoins will start running just like they sort of are today, as we mentioned yesterday. Get ready for a little move from the altcoins. And then we might get a face ripping rally all the way up to $130,000 for Bitcoin. And then you can see a more sustained altcoin season. And if we really want to, and if we get what a lot of people are believing, we might even go much higher, closer to $200,000 this market cycle, depending on broader economics, and heading maybe to 166,000 and maybe even as high as 200,000, and that will result in that altcoin season that we saw back in 2021. So we're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to keep it we're gonna be covering it every single day, going step by step. But it's good to give you that overview of potential scenarios of how altcoin season works and how different stages of Bitcoin. Um, different targets for Bitcoin will result in different types of altcoin seasons. Altcoin season is in a broad term now. It used to be just about the one big altcoin season. However, when you hit 113,000 to 150,000, you'll see altcoins outperform Bitcoin, just like you're seeing today after a big move up from Bitcoin. But the higher Bitcoin goes, the higher Bitcoin dominance goes, the more likely you are going to have a more sustained and bigger Bitcoin dominance altcoin season. So that's why we keep an eye on all of it. Do stay with us. Please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you hit the like button, because we will be covering this throughout the cycle. When it starts moving, it'll start moving fast. Just like Bitcoin breaking out, sitting 111,000. At one point, we'll see, in my opinion, XRP start waking up and start breaking $2.62, and then start heading towards all-time highs. And when it starts happening, it will happen fast. For example, some news comes out. That's why I'd always want to be investing in XRP. If the news comes out of an ETF or IPOs or mergers and acquisitions of Circle, for example, you will see the price action on the XRP charts, and it will move fast, especially if the broader markets are looking good. Let me move over to your comments, and we will continue with this in just a second. I'm going to get up the. I've prepared something else for you guys, so I'll bring that up. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. We've got Martyn in the show. Why is market down? The Trump bill passed, and markets fear debt is going to rise. So fears our treasury rates need to go higher to attract buyers, which means less buying stocks. Tough day, but also presents a buying opportunity again for the next rally. I will only buy VU under $294. Good luck all. Thank you, Martyn, for that information. Let's see who else is in the chat. We've got. I swear I've been on my second month membership for 3 months, says Matt. You can always go check your membership settings. I had the Sensei impersonator DM me on Discord, you say. I'm glad to say I wasted 1 hour of his time. Yeah, thank you, Matt, for doing that. Please be careful. I never message you on Discord. I never send you friend requests. Let's go, Sensei. Let's go. 10 likes, says Motto Team. Come on, guys. Let's get the likes up. Good morning, good morning. Bitcoin's at 110,000. Look at that. Yes, we covered it last night. Hit the like button, everyone. First, Bitcoin blow off top. 2 Ethereum runs. 3 altcoin season starts. 4 XRP catches up months later. I don't think XRP will catch up months later this time. I think XRP is one of the top coins this time, and I think a lot of retail interest is in XRP. The cycle. Good morning, Mike. Enjoying my Buffett. I think we can all just stay warm up for a bit. I hope. I'm nervous, to be honest. I'm not tripping. I love the smell of record breaking in the morning. Like. You think Canon can pump today? I haven't looked at the chart. If you want me to do chart requests, you can do a $4.99 super chat. Sensei, is this your chart? Is this the chart you show for the whole market going a little bit sideways now, then boom? Sensei, is this the chart you also show for the whole market? Please, could you? Sorry, Ali B, I don't know when you sent that message. I don't know what chart I was on. XRP got no steam to run this bull run. I think it's got more steam than anything else. I'm wasting my time with XRP. Way better alts out there. Mr. Clockwork, good luck with the other altcoins. Nothing's outperformed XRP. I don't know what you mean by that. I think XRP is one of the best performing coins in the top 100 this in the last 12 months, if not the best. So. Um, You mean $394 at Martyn Lucas Investor? That's what Mike is asking. Is there any evidence of XRP accumulation? Yes, there is. Bitcoin XRP wallets are at all-time highs. Number of holders are at all-time highs. Wallets over certain amounts are at all-time highs. Trump will be cranky if rates don't come down. Or $494. Mike is asking Martyn a question there. So the news of today. We'll get back onto the charts in just a second. Um, S&P futures are about flat. Europe is down. Crude oil is down. Hang Seng is down. Treasury yields are flat around 5%. So, as I reported yesterday, the news on the bond market and the treasuries, that's always a concern. Global markets pull back on US physical concerns. Stock market in Europe and Asia fell sharply as investors reacted to rising concerns about ballooning US debts and deficits. Treasury yields surged yesterday with the 30-year reaching a high of 5.1%, near a 2-decade peak, before stabilizing slightly today. The risk-off mood triggered a sell-off in equities and oil. Remember, it is a concerning story. I don't think it's concerning in the short term, maybe more of a long-term issue. We will see how the markets react. Again, always be prepared for lows, lower lows, and corrections. OPEC Plus may boost oil output again. Members of OPEC are discussing a third straight monthly increase in oil production at their June 1st meeting. Crude prices dropped as the news raised fears of oversupply. Shares of major oil companies followed oil prices lower. GOP tax and spending plan rewritten. House Republican leaders introduced a new version of their tax bill to win over internal party critics. The bill raised the cap on state and local tax deductions, speeds up planned cuts to Medicaid. Treasury markets are reacting sharply due to the bill's likely impact on US deficits. Eurozone services activity contracts. Euro area services recorded their worst performance in 16 months. May's S&P Global Services PMI dropped to 49.5 from 50.4 in April, initiating a move from expansion to contraction, a sign that European growth could slow in Q2 despite resilient earnings. Trump's eyes Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac IPO. President Donald Trump says he's seriously considering taking Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac public, ending more than a decade of government conservatorship. This move could mark a major shift in US housing finance and can reshape the mortgage market. Bond market vigilantes react to US deficits. So again, bond market is the big news story recently. The 30-year Treasury yield soared to 5.1%. Remember, the higher it goes, the less attractive stocks become. A level not seen in nearly 2 decades as investors bailed on bonds. Moody's recently downgraded the US credit rating, citing physical unsustainability. Wednesday's 20-year bond auctions showed weak demand, heightening fears of long-term debt burden. Quote, "Make no mistake, the bond market will have its own vote on the terms of the budget bill," says DWS Americas. Big moves on the stock market. We've got Man United down 7.4% pre-market after losing Europa League final to Tottenham. Nike is up 2.1% after returning to Amazon. Snowflake up 6.4%, strong outlook. Zoom is up slightly. Lumen Technologies is up 15%. AT&T acquiring its consumer fiber division for $5.75 billion. Urban Outfitters up 16%. Johnson Matthey surged 34% in London after selling its catalyst business to Honeywell for $1.8 billion, 78% of its market cap. Um, Corporate America taps Europe for debt. A record 83 billion in reserve Yankee euro denomination bonds issued by US companies, up 35% year on year. Why? Higher US yields, 5.3% versus eurozone of 3.18. Weaker dollar, stronger euro, rising appetite for euro-based funding by multinationals. The depth of European bond market is growing rapidly. Um, the conclusion, a lot of winning. Quote of the day: higher bond yields will eventually mean lower GDP growth because financing the very high debt in the US is going to be even more expensive, says Citigroup. 6.5 billion is the valuation of John Ivy's new AI device company, which OpenAI just acquired in an all-stock deal. So there's the news. Bond markets are worrying the markets. Sort of the good news is Bitcoin's returns are tend to be much higher than 5%. So I don't think many people will be selling Bitcoin for bonds. But of course, it will affect Bitcoin's price if the stock market crashes. So a bit of bad news that can very easily escalate into worse news depending on how the media spin it and how it comes across. When there's fear in the market, it goes quickly. So do bear in mind that there is a significant piece of bad news out there about the bond yields going up that can potentially cause a correction in the stock market. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Please do hit that like button. What are we on? Do we need to put the music on? Are we on 100 likes here? 225 people watching. I imagine we have 100 likes. Let's have a look. 70 likes. Okay, let's put the music on. Let's get ready for the day. Bitcoin's above $111,000. It's a good day in the cryptocurrency market. Let's put the music on. Let's hit the like button. 100 likes in seconds. Let's do it.
1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly
Moon, crescent moon emoji, full moon emoji, donated $4.99 through a super chat. Canaan chart PLS Thai Sensei.
Canon chart. Yes, we'll do it. Thank you, Moon. If you want a chart request, you can do a $4.99 super chat. We'll do it. You are the first one of the day. Let's do it. Let's put the music on. Let's get 100 likes and let's get back into the charts.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Come on, guys, let's hit the like button. Let's do it. Did we do it? Did we hit 100 likes? Let's get back into the charts. We hit 92, 8 more likes. There's people being lazy this morning. Let's get back into the charts. So I'm sure we will get those 6 more likes. We've got a request for Canon. We'll look at that in just a second. ZBCN, let me have a look. We just got that. We opened a position in that just a few days ago, up 22%. Now it's up 4%. Here it goes again. So let's see how it does. It was actually a perfect retest of that previous resistance. That's what that did this morning, so that's perfect. Looking at 0.0028 next, this can move fast. I mean, I need to do a bit more research into fundamentals, but that perfect accumulation pattern that we saw, that we analysed, just trying to see. Yeah, I think it can blast past all-time highs. I mean, 1 cent is definitely a possibility. Imagine a $1 Zeback network. That would be incredible. $200 million market cap. So get another 10 would be 2 billion. 20 billion is possible. So yeah, 100x is definitely possible. 25 cents. Oof, that would be great. Oh, great. Okay, let's get on to the request. We'll get back onto Bitcoin and XRP in a second. We've got a request for Canon. Kanaan. Good morning, Dylan Wilson. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Interesting. This is down very low, isn't it? I haven't seen the fundamental analysis. Martyn is saying that's coming out this morning, so I'll definitely look at that. Wow, this is at all-time lows. This is down a lot. $210 million market cap. Look, if you're ever looking for a low risk zone, it is around those all-time lows, and those previous lows is you've dropped below them. So again, in terms of buy-in zones, again, never financial advice. If you're looking at a company as big as this, you are looking at previous lows where you've significantly seen bounces before. I mean, the bounces have been in the range of 75% to the previous one being 348%, and now you're back at these levels. So you have previously put in lower lows, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, around these levels, 66 cents where we are right now, 67 cents, looks like an interesting place to take a trade. Certainly, a low valuation, certainly an argument for it to at least go up a significant amount, 100%, 60%, 300%. You can definitely make some good gains with this. It has had a history of just going down. It only IPO'd in 2019. Are we looking at what is this company? Engages in developing and selling Bitcoin mining machines and related services. It focuses on the development of green mining. The company was founded by Xi Ling. And okay, why did it go in 2021? That would be interesting. When Bitcoin mining companies were going up a lot, it went to $39. Yeah, I don't think what's the market cap? 210. There's certainly an argument presenting itself to buy at these levels. Certainly, and if you and in terms of taking profits or at least resistance zones. Remember, I don't know your situation. I don't know how you want to trade this, but in terms of resistance, what I would personally be doing is buying around these areas and selling at $1.18, $1.57, $1.90, $2.24. And $2.70 and riding it to those highs. I wouldn't be holding my breath for the 2021 highs, but there is certainly good percentage gains to be made. Even to the first target, you're talking 63%, then you're talking 120%, 170%, at 212%, and 281%. So looking at this chart, in the long term, it's going down. It might go bankrupt. In the short term, or medium term, you are looking at a chart that is showing value at these all-time low areas. It's showing support at these areas, and it's trying to hold this support. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do get some big moves up on ticker symbol KAN. Look at the fundamentals of this company. Martyn's going to be releasing that later this morning. But in terms of charting perspective, it's looking good. I won't be holding my breath for the 2021 highs, but the highest target I could possibly see is $3.27, and all those take profits levels in between. So I would certainly take a punt on this. Again, not financial advice. Do your own research, and remember, it is risky. Market cap is low, and it is in a downtrend. So if you end up holding it for too long, it might just continue going down. 0. Steve says 25 cents and you get a huge super chat. Don't worry, Steve. You're taking on the risk yourself. You enjoy every cent of it. I don't. 25 cents would be incredible and very, very unlikely, but we would love to see that, wouldn't we? Not for this stock, for something else. We'll talk about what were we talking about? We were talking about ZBCN. The song always hypes up the channel. Yes, it does. Party mode on. Thoughts on NVTS, David? If you want me to have a look at it, you can do a super chat. Sensei, thought on dollar weakness. Will it continue? If dollar weakness continues, historically, that's been good for Bitcoin, and I'll tell you why. If dollar's weak, people look for other things. Bitcoin is one of them. So you go to the Bitcoin chart. We'll add DXY, dollar index. So you've got Bitcoin at the top, and in pink here you've got the dollar index. Oh. So in the previous bull market in COVID times, you can see the bull market started when the DXY peaked. So here you saw the dollar peak and Bitcoin bottom. Then Bitcoin went on its outrageous move to the upside, and the dollar index went into a massive bear market. Let me just sort out these charts. Let me put it down there. Just 1 second. It's hard to do two charts at the same time. Then the peak of the market was basically in line with. Oh, David, thank you very much. We'll do that next.
David Gwynn donated $4.99 through a super chat. Check NVTS out for me, please.
Thank you. Yes, we will. So dollar peaked, Bitcoin bottom last cycle. Bitcoin peaked. If I show you that, Bitcoin was peaking up here and up here. And that first peak sort of was in line with the bottom of the dollar index. So even in previous cycles, you can see when the dollar was in a bear market, Bitcoin was performing well. So this cycle, we can sort of draw to the same sort of conclusions. The first wave up was actually, in fact, with dollar moving up, but what we can start seeing now is maybe the same thing occur. If we go onto the daily time frame, what we've seen happen in the previous few days is dollar come down and Bitcoin go up. So they've got at points inverse correlations. Last cycle, it was very much a good thing the dollar was going down because that helped Bitcoin go up. But we have seen Bitcoin go up while the dollar's going up as well in the first part of this cycle as well. So Bitcoin seems to perform well either way. I think the accelerated growth of Bitcoin, like we saw in the last cycle and like we're seeing in the last in the last week, also dollar going down accelerates Bitcoin's move to the upside. That's certainly a conclusion we can draw. So dollar weakness, if it continues, I don't think it's a problem for Bitcoin. Trump hitting $16. Is it? Again, I don't think it's a worse token to hold. I mean, he's going to pump it up, isn't he? So we might see new all-time highs on Trump, depending on how far he takes it. But yeah, there was definitely an argument to buy earlier on. And I certainly did buy and sell and double it when it first came out. I'm just not too fan of holding that token, but I'm sure it can definitely perform well. I have no views that it won't perform well. Great to see Bitcoin at 111,000. Yes, it is. Bitcoin held the 50 EMA. Could see $16,000, $160,000 soon. Yeah, we certainly can. Best channel, thank you so much. If you have just joined us, please do subscribe, hit the like button. I'll give you the membership link as well. Consider becoming a member for a couple dollars a month. Can I ask a hot topic question about projections? Eddie Puckett, please go ahead. You are a great supporter of the channel. I would definitely want to at least attempt to answer your questions. Any thoughts on CRMV? I don't have any thoughts at the moment, but now we've got a request for NVTS. So let's look at NVTS and then we'll have a look at Bitcoin and XRP. NVT, unless anyone else has a super chat that wants me to do something. NVTS, what is this? Semiconductors. Interesting. Oh my god, it's up 162% pre-market. Are you kidding me? Well, I mean, there's not much to do now, David. I don't know why you're requesting this now. Are you just requesting it so we just all have massive FOMO? Because look at that. Up 162% pre-market. I guess you want the news as well. It's got a collaboration with NVIDIA. That's what's happened. Nvidia selects Novartis Semiconductors to work on the next generation. Yeah, definitely wouldn't be FOMOing in now, but it's certainly something we've looked at previously. I mean, it's something that's been on our radar. I don't know when we looked at it last. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's hit the target, $5.34. Has it hit it? I think it must have hit it. That was the target. Yeah, but it's hit it. Now it's retracing. David, I'm not a trader that takes trades on big momentum. You'd want to speak to Ed Nevius in the Discord. Um, Something like this, to me, I'll just say, wow, exciting, congratulations. $5.34 was the target. It's going to be volatile. Don't trade. Don't put in don't FOMO in. This is highly volatile. This is where a lot of people lose money when they start to trade. So something that's up 163% pre-market. Congratulations if you're already in. I'd certainly be looking to take profits. I mean, I certainly would. $5.31 was always a target. $7.40 is always something that can occur. So I might hold a little bit of my position for $7.30. I wouldn't be opening a position. Maybe at $3.57, I would consider opening a position, but thank you for the request. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. It's just something I definitely wouldn't recommend trading at the moment. I would be selling $5.34, a significant amount because 160% in a morning. That's incredible gains. If I'm looking to open a position, maybe between $3.12 and $3.53. Next, I bought at 2.07, sold at $3.85. David, oh okay. I want to see if it'll keep going up. No. I mean, it definitely could keep going up. I would keep a little bit in case it hits $7.40, but normally when you see these big surges to the upside, you then see a big sell-off continue. Sometimes you see it continue go up, and that's why I always hold a little bit for higher targets, maybe $7.40 you could target, but there's definitely nothing wrong with being out the stock or selling at $5.35. I don't have unfortunately, I can't say if it will just continue going up. I don't, from my experience, no, it won't just continue going up in a straight line. However, if it does, and it has happened previously with other trades, you can look at $7.40, $8.47, and $10 to ladder out your final bit of your position. I wouldn't be opening a position at this point, that's for sure. I bought it at 204. 204, that's a great price, and sold at 385. Congratulations, you made a profit. That's completely fine. I wouldn't FOMO back into it. Yeah, you made. I mean, it is a huge gain. From what you've done, you've gone from 204 and sold at 385. You've made a 90% gain, so it is definitely a huge gain. Maybe you missed out on a further double. What have you missed out on? Yeah, further double, but you've made profit. So congratulations to you. I wouldn't be FOMOing back into it. Otherwise, you might lose that profit you already had, or it might continue going up. I'm not giving you advice, but I'm just saying a profit's a profit. You've made a significant profit, and it's very volatile. It's very hard to predict whether it will go up or down at this point, but um, more likely, in my opinion, it's hit a few take profit levels. So more likely, in my opinion, it will go down, and maybe you have another entry point at 353, 312, something like that. Did you give me any comments based on that? I missed out a huge gain. And new entry point was what I was wondering on. Yeah, new entry point. I mean, let's go on to the time frame of the 4 hour. You can also see where a deep retrace would be if you just go low to high. Yeah, both. I mean, it might come in for a test around these levels 312, 356. If I really want to get back in and I like it, that's the area I'd be looking to get back in. 312, 353. I might start opening a few positions for NVTS. But be prepared to never get those positions for a while. But if you have a strong mindset, you'll always find opportunity in different parts of the market. And maybe this at some point will come back down to those levels so you can buy it. Yeah, again, support for me is 311 to 354. Maybe in 5 months' time, once the price is, or 3 months' time, once the price is consolidated, we can look back at entries. But on days like this, you don't want to really be trading it, at least in terms of buying it, unless you know exactly what you're doing. Regardless of how much money it goes up, never sell anything. Regardless of how much it goes up, never sell anything, says TCG. Terrible, terrible advice. Smash the like button. Good morning, all. Good morning, Zach. Did you go for a nice birthday meal yesterday? Zach, was it your birthday yesterday? Happy birthday, Zach. I didn't know that. Oh no, it was your partner's birthday, wasn't it? Good. Can you look at RTX? Yolanda, if you want me to have a look at a stock, you can do a super chat. Trump doesn't like solar energy. Look at Enphase. Solar energy is the most powerful thing we have in the world. I don't understand why someone wouldn't like it. Enphase, yeah, Enphase. The target I've always said, I said, do not FOMO into this. I don't think it's the best thing out there. I know Martyn's very bullish on it, but technically speaking, I've not been bullish on it. The area I've been looking to accumulate is potentially maybe $58 for the first level, but we're coming into the zone. 2020 lows are coming into action again. These levels are coming into action. $30 to $36. We are basically there at $38. Now it's looking good in my opinion. Anyway, technically speaking, now it's looking really good. Enphase at 30 is down 19% pre-market. I mean, you've got an opportunity here. And Enphase is showing you this opportunity, down 88% from its highs. Yeah, it's down at $35. Yeah, $35 at the moment. So sorry, it's $38 at the moment, but it's so close to the target of $35. I genuinely wouldn't mind buying some. I might buy some today actually. Enphase Energy, what's it at? Earnings zone 68 days. It's slight miss. I'd look into the fundamentals a bit. Maybe ask Martyn for a fundamental analysis, and this could be a good one. It certainly could. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. My wife's birthday, fun day. Oh, happy birthday to your wife, Zach. What's good support for Ondo? We don't have time to look at it. Martyn's show is now ready. We'll be sending there in 2 minutes. Meant to say, no matter how much your stock in crypto goes up, never sell anything. Keep some of your bag, says TCG. Okay. Hey, Karine, also Belgium. Greetings. Okay. Final look at the markets then. We've got Martyn calling in. Oh, this is fun. We haven't done this for a while. Let me go over to the right screen. Where's the right screen gone? Guest, here we go. Oh, no, that didn't work. Oh, what am I doing? I'm showing myself. Sorry, I haven't done this for a while. I apologize. Let me get Martyn into guest spot number 1. What am I doing? There we go. Martyn, you're live on the show. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Sensei, and good morning, Lucas A. It's lovely to be with you, Sensei. Great show this morning, great numbers. I just wanted to come on very, very quickly. If you could make me full screen just for a moment, Sensei, that would really help. If you can do that, just go to a scene that is just one camera. I'll let you work that out a second. Oh, I've lost your audio. You've lost your audio.
Let me do this. There we go. Oh, no, that's both of us. Let me get rid of me. There we go.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sensei. Okay, well, today's slightly different. I just want to come on and warn everybody and then explain what's happening next after Sensei's show. So right now, you've seen the markets selling off. It's a bit of a concern. It's a concern because people are fearful for the debt. The Trump bill has been passed. It's gone through, and it does appear that in the bill there's a lot more expenditure on the military in particular, and people think that the debt is going to go up in trillions, and that's not good. That's a fear and a stress and a worry. So because of that, they have to raise money. The government has to raise money, but nobody wants to buy the treasury bills at this price. They want more because the risk has gone up. Rates are going to have to go up. And when rates go up on treasury bills and bonds, what happens? Nobody buys stocks. So stocks go down because they're less attractive, because you can buy a guaranteed return without the risk. So that's what happens. But at the moment, nobody wants them because they want the rate to go up so it's more attractive. The rates will go up, more people will sell stocks, more people will buy bonds. However, it's a cycle. It goes round and round and round. At some point, the stocks go down too low and we go back down to those lows again. It can happen. Remember, I've said I'm not buying on the way up. I'm letting it do its thing. My target is 494. Sorry, Mike, I got it wrong. I was getting 294. That would be great. 494 on VU. That's the S&P 500. That'll be below my average. That was when I was getting it all on the dip, on the lows. It did go lower than that, but that was what my average came down to, from 517 down to 494. So over the last month, I haven't bought anything. My margin has been coming down. It was gone from 9,000 in buying power to 29,000 in buying power. So I'm going to, I have more money to buy if it goes below 494. So I'm not going to buy any more. Now, your target will be slightly different, but that is the concern we have now. Fears because of the whole political landscape again. But remember, this is all all a cycle. It goes up and down, because when stocks go down, it becomes a buying cycle. Then they sell the bonds to buy the things, blah, blah, blah. What you've got to be concerned about is where we go long term. Do you think the debt is going to spiral? Is Trump going to bring the debt down? Is Doge doing its thing? Well, we won't know that yet. And there's a while to go, because a lot of severance pay was paid out to governments officials that they laid off to save money. So we don't know yet how much money the government is going to save, and how the bill will all go through. So anyway, there's these concerns this morning. That's why the markets are selling off. So you just need to be aware of that. But today is going to be different. In a few minutes' time, Sensei's show will end, and I have some events already set up for you. I want to explain the difference between going live and a live premiere. Some people get confused. This is live right now. You can tell when I'm live. I have a clock on the screen, Central Standard Time. I'm talking to you, and YouTube says live stream. So it's being streamed live. It might not be live. I might have recorded something that I'm streaming. I know that confuses you, right? And it confuses everybody. Well, I don't do that. I only stream live. On the extra channel, it says it's a restream. It says in the title, and that is exactly that. It's live. It's live conversation, live chat, and we're streaming live. So you're watching it like live on the TV, but the actual broadcast was recorded earlier. On the extra channel, we restream from the day before or the morning shows, but provide live chat. That's the difference between restreaming and streaming. Well, this morning, we have neither of those. I'm not going to be live. I'm live right now, talking to you live. But what we're going to do is I have 4 premieres. Now, when a video comes out for the first time, I have the choice of just posting it. A lot of people just post their videos. Most people do. Being an entertainer, I always try to do it a little bit more dramatic, as if it was a live performance. I believe because we have an engaging audience, people prefer the live chat. If you put a video out and it just goes out, it's just a video. It's not a live premiere. There's no live chat. There's just comments below. I know you like to talk to each other live. So in a few minutes, after Sensei finishes, there's going to be a premiere. It's a live premiere. It's like going to the movies on the first night when everyone goes, all the celebrities go. It's a live event, even though it's a recorded video. So what have I got coming up in a few moments' time? I've got, first of all, an announcement video, a very quick one, all about how to read charts. How to read charts, free training videos on Discord. We have our training videos coming out on Monday, so stand by for that. Then there'll be more things in the series. For Discord members, it explains all about the process, all about the service. It's free. We are giving it to you as a free perk, because you already have perks for your $2.99 a month to be on Discord Premium, to run the service. We're giving this as an extra perk. This explains how to read charts, what it's all about, what you're going to get. You're watching Sensei's charts every day, but how does he do it? What is a Fibonacci? What is a support level? What is a buy zone? All of these things are going to be explained in a series of videos just for Discord Premium, and explains all about it. Then automatically, and in the comments and in the live chat, because you're chatting live, asking questions, I'll be there with you. I'll be in the chat with you, watching the markets, talking to you. It will then go to our Mobix analysis. This is important and timely. It will go to this, a live premiere. It will just follow it. Live premiere, because it's a video going live for the first time. Live chat, I'll be in there. In the chat, pinned to the top, in the comments, in the description below the video, and automatically on the end screen at the end, if you watch to the end, it'll take you to the next one. This is important. Canon today is popping up. I want to share this with you. This is a timely analysis we did. Here it is. We've got Canon is up today 5.25. This is already going to trend. I can guarantee it, on my YouTube channel and on Google. I've done lots of social posts on it as well. And in our community pages, we have a poll running. So this is going to trend today and the stock is up. So let me go back to that one. Again, it's a live premiere. You'll be talking live in the show. I'll be in the chat with you as well. So you'll be able to talk to your fellow investors and traders. That's what's going to happen there. Straight after that, and again, pinned to the comments in the description and automatically, and if you watch to the end, on the end screen, we'll take you to our final analysis. Mastech, also another timely event. This is for you next. Now, some of you may have seen some of these, part of these, one of these when I made them. However, these are the complete videos. And you have the live chat. So please watch them live. That way everybody will be together and you can keep communicating. And at the end of this one, there will be a link to my live stream. I'll be back live with you, updating you on the news today, all around what's going on with these treasury bills and the debt crisis. So the first event is here. This comes next, right at the end of Sensei's stream. Again, it will automatically take you there. So there was just a little bit of help there to understand how the system works between live streams and videos and live premieres. There are some people who try to manipulate that, and this is a warning to all of you, particularly in alt season kicking off. There are lots of people who record videos, or they are created with AI, very often with Elon Musk, Brad Garlinghouse, and so on. They're not real videos at all. And what they do is they might take some real footage from the past or whatever, showing a stock or an asset or a crypto pumping or whatever. And they have a video on their system and they stream it. It just gets replayed over and over again, but it goes out live. And people think, wow, it's live. Brad Garlinghouse is saying that XRP is going to go to $1 million. Well, it's not true. It's all made up. But the point is that appears live because it's a live stream. Think of it as a live broadcast when you're watching the TV. If you're sat at home tonight watching cable television, it's a live broadcast. However, you're watching a movie made 20 years ago. Obviously, you're not at the film set while it's being made. It's not live. It's just a live stream. So people manipulate live streams by having something recorded and pretending to be live. We don't do that. A live premiere is a live premiere. A live video is a live video, and all the rest of it. All right. Okay. I've just about run out of time. I've got to run because if I don't run now, I'm going to miss my own premiere, which starts in, let me just get it back up again. I've got to hand you back to Sensei so Sensei can wrap up his show. There we go. It goes live in a couple of seconds time. So Sensei, I'll hand it back to you. Thank you very much. And send everyone the links above. It's about to start in 2 minutes. Cheers, Sensei. Great show again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Martyn. We're going to send you straight over to that premiere. I imagine Martyn has got that set up for mine. Let me just quickly check. Yes, he has. Let me check. Yes, it is. Okay, so this show is going to take you straight to there. You've got the link up above. Phase Energy, yes, it is down 20%. We've already covered it. I'm going to be buying some. Again, not financial advice. Eddie, I just saw your message about what you meant about the banana thing. Again, be careful. There's a lot of people trying to get clicks and hype. I don't think we're going to see anything that massive. And if we do, then great. But I wouldn't base anything off that. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Please do hit that like button. Please do subscribe. We'll be back for the breaking news. And it's going to get very important now. Markets are selling off, but crypto markets are still continuing to stay high. Make sure you stay tuned with us. We will cover all the news as it comes. I'm going to end the show, send you to the premiere, and we'll be back with you later. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. The poll has come to an end. Altcoin season's next is what everyone's saying. XRP is breaking out as well. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. See you on the next one. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.